Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theodis, and I was joined alongside Austin Ray. And today, we will be talking about the Patriots' 42-10 win over the 3-13 New York Jets to improve to 13-3, so they have the opposite records. The world's just back to being normal, some would say. Patriots, Broncos atop of the AFC. I mean, it just feels right. The Patriots also win the AFC East for the first time since 2019. Once again, feels right to say that. A lot of people were like, yeah, this is what we do. This is what we do. Well, we haven't done it in 5 years, so I think it's okay to celebrate the AFC East win. I think you're allowed to be excited about it, even if we weren't for 20 years when we were the dynasty. In my opinion, you're allowed to be excited. What do you think, Austin?
Yeah, I agree. It's a huge stage, just as a team. It's just great to be back.
Yeah, the mantra of this year is we're back.
Yeah.
We're back. We say it after every win, after every little, after every player that presumably might miss the game. That's not the right word. That could miss a game. Practices, we're back. We are so back. I mean, I don't know. It's the mantra of the year, I guess. That's a nice word that I learned in English. And then the Patriots have won 13 games, like I mentioned earlier, for the first time since 2017. That is wild. They have won Super Bowls winning less games than they won this year. I think they did that. So they won 2014 with 12 wins. They won 2001 with like 10 or 11 wins. 2003 and 2004, I believe, are both 14 wins. 16 was 14, and then 18 was 11. So what was that, three? Three of their Super Bowl wins, less wins than they had this year. That's kind of crazy. And then only the third time that they've gone 8-0 on the road as a franchise. 2007 they did it, so Mike Vrabel was on the team. 2016 they did it, and then also this season. So, yeah, just all around, vibes are high. Patriots are AFC East champions. Austin, how you doing today?
It's recovering from the flu. So,
Mm-hmm. Me too, actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
double flu.
double flu. The flu game. We had a flu game last week. That's why we didn't do a podcast, because we both had the flu. Yeah. Man, a few words, but it's okay. Mac Hollins, also to IR. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's one of the bigger injuries of the year. Like we've had a bunch of big names. Will Campbell, Milton Williams, now Mac Hollins. That like during the playoffs. I think it just means that there's gonna be more guys that need to step up. Maybe see some more Kyle Williams. We saw Austin Hooper get more involved. I just think that there's going to be more guys, stepping up, just trying to help out with this, lack of a big receiver.
Yeah, Mac Hollins is definitely a big receiver in terms of his body. Also, in terms of his volume, he's been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
He's been Drake May's safety blanket this year. We talked about, is Hunter Henry the safety blanket? No, Mac Hollins is the safety blanket. So it sucks that he went down with the injury. I believe he's the third leading receiver for the Patriots this season. I feel like maybe 2 out of every 3 games, Mac Hollins is leading the team in receptions, leading this team in targets. So he's an instrumental part of your offense. And honestly, the only other this big of an injury would be Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So not great, but some good news. Will Campbell expected to return to practice this week, per Mike Vrabel. That's big.
It's just going to be great to see him back out there.
Especially for the playoffs. Would you play him this week?
I mean, honestly, yes. I think that he was out, missed 4 weeks, or was it 4? Yeah. It's 4 weeks on the IR. So I think you're gonna want him to get his reps. You don't have to play him full. Give him a couple, maybe a drive or two off, but you want him to get his reps. Get into the swing of things. It's a home game against the Dolphins, so I mean.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that they should play him. If he's like 70%, then I don't think they should play him. But
yeah, that's like saying like if he's like high 90s.
yeah, yeah. So like if he's good to go, which I think he will be, then I would play him. I think Milton Williams honestly also pretty good. just it's the Jets. You don't need him. Might as well give him an extra rest. I don't think edge rusher you really need to have a lot of preparation, or you can kind of just jump back into it. Whereas tackle, you need a little bit more of some prep time, and I think it would be important for Will Campbell if he's 96 or maybe not 96, but like 90% or higher in terms of his strength for the game. Also, Alex Austin eligible to return this week. We kind of questioned where he got hurt. Also, Mac Hollins, he was out there for the final play of the game against the Ravens. He hit a weird first down celebration. I'm
I
not
saw
saying.
that. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. With like, he
Yeah,
got like he got the whole body involved. He was shaking
yeah.
everything.
That could have given you an abdomen injury. Whoa. But I don't know. It's just like, where did he get hurt? And where did he get such a significant injury that he's probably going to be out for the rest of the season, which sucks. Because we've hit on him being a great receiver. All right, let's get into 3 up, 3 down. Austin, what was your first up?
I think there's only one right answer for my first up. It is the man. Actually, no, there's two right answers. But I'm gonna go with I think you're gonna say the other one, so I'm gonna go with this. Efton Chisholm.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
know, Efton Chisholm scored a touchdown.
He
It's a
did, and
great
he
catch.
had two.
Yeah, it's not like it was like a little rinky-dink catch. He got down for it. He made a good catch, and I think he excited New England.
Yeah, he had a great touchdown catch. He had a nice slant over the middle. Drake May knew he was hot, and he threw the hot route to Chisholm over the middle. So great play by Drake May. But yeah, Chisholm, I didn't directly have him, but he was part of one of my goods, which I'll get into
Yeah.
right now, which was the tight ends, running backs, and wide receivers all stepping up in the passing game. Um, some of the stats: Diggs 6 for 101. He to me was the second best player on the field on offense,
Hmm.
um, all game long. I thought that was the other obvious one that you were going to say, but I
That
guess yeah.
that that yeah that was sort of part of my next one. Just my next one is sort of pretty much the exact same thing as you. Getting everyone
Okay.
involved with like the 5 touchdowns.
Hmm. Yeah, just people stepping up with the Mac
Yeah.
Hollins, the Kayshawn Booty injury. You didn't know who's going to step up. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Ramondre? Is it going to be Hooper? Is it going to be Henry? And they all kind of stepped up. I would say Diggs probably stepped up the most, and Ramondre, 5 for 55 and a touchdown were Ramondre's stats.
Hmm.
He also had a pretty good game on the ground. The stats won't tell you that it was great, but I wonder how many yards per carry he averaged.
The
Let me check that.
fantasy the fantasy stats will definitely tell you. I started him in one of my leagues.
Yeah, well, he had a good receiving game. Yeah, 5.9 yards per carry, but only 47 yards. So it's like, doesn't seem too impressive, but he did have an impressive day.
Yeah.
And he had a season long 24-yard run as well. Yeah, and then you talked about Chisholm. He had 2 catches for 40 yards. He had the 30-yard play and a touchdown. Kyle Williams, even though he had a drop, I thought he played all right. 3 receptions for 20, and then Hooper had the touchdown.
Yeah, and Kyle Williams also had that the defender got called for defensive pass interference on Kyle Williams in the end zone, setting us up at the 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll get into my second up, which was actually my first up, and I want to make that clear that this guy was my first up. Drake May, what a game from Drake May. I don't know if I've even put
Yeah.
Drake May on my good list this year, just because he's a given. You're gonna say him, but you know what? I had to put him on the good list this time. 19 for 21, a 90% completion percentage, um, 256 yards. He only played 2.5 quarters. 5 touchdowns in a game, which is a career high. I believe his career high before that was 3 touchdowns, which happened in his first ever game. 157.0 QBR. The highest you can get is like 158.5, I think. So he was right there, maybe just 158. His plus 30.7 EPA is the highest this season by 10 points added. And then he had a plus 1.28 EPA per dropback, which improved his EPA per dropback on the season to plus 0.24, which is zero point zero 0.04 ahead of Matthew Stafford. And out of the last, like, I think it was 10 or 9 MVPs, 7 have won or 7 have had the highest EPA per dropback. It looks like Drake Maye will have that this season. But yeah, a really impressive game. His highest EPA per dropback before this was in the .9, so just abolished every single season high he had to yesterday. He only had 2 incompletions, and they weren't even
Yeah.
incompletions. One was a throwaway, and one was a um, drop by Kyle Williams. So unbelievable. He had 4 first half touchdowns. He's the MVP of this league. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Matthew Stafford has 40 touchdowns. Drake Maye has 30, and he leads in every single other stat besides interceptions. And I believe one other thing, but doesn't even matter. He leads in every other stat, and he's got the worst supporting cast.
Yeah, no, 100%. This was just an amazing game from Drake Maye, and if it doesn't, if it doesn't prove to people that he's the MVP, then you're just crazy. Sure, it's the Jets, but 5 touchdowns in 2.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
It is, yeah. I mean, he would have broke the touchdown record. He kept playing, so that Jets defense, yeah, they're bad. They're not a good team. They're the worst
No.
team in the NFL, I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I agree.
Brady Cook's the worst quarterback in the NFL. They stink. But 5 touchdowns, Josh Allen's probably not going to play next week. I guarantee you Josh Allen's not putting up 5 touchdowns on this Jets team. Wait, I think he had a bad game too. Let me check.
No, but did you catch the end of the Bills game last night?
I did. Patriots are AFC's champions. I watched Josh Allen miss a throw.
That's not. Yeah, that's exactly what.
Yeah,
Great
Josh
drive
Allen.
down, but
Okay, a little grain of salt. This is week 2, and they still had Sauce Gardner and Quinn Williams, but 14 for 25 and 148 yards for Josh Allen and a 30-10 win over the Jets. That's not good at all. Drake May has only thrown for 100 or less than 200 yards one time this season. And it was against Bills, but yeah. All right, you want to get into your second up or third because you kind of said the same thing as me for
yeah,
your
no,
second
my
one.
third was Drake May.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like we touched on that a lot. Just
mm,
great game.
he's elite.
He is.
How lucky are
Also,
we
I
to have?
also wanted to. I also wanted to give a special shout out, not as an up, but Del Pettis.
Oh, yep.
He won your defensive player of the week, first time for him, as you noted. Just 6 tackles, 4 solos. It's a man that takes advantage of the opportunities he's given.
And a sack.
And a sack, yes. Shout out
Yeah.
Del Pettis for the sack.
Shout out Del Pettis, his second career sack. He had one against the Bears last year. What a guy. I mean, just what a guy. The lone sack for the Patriots, by the way.
Great guy. Great
Great.
football player.
All right, sticking with the defense, my third up was defensive dominance. I don't care how the game ended. I don't care that Brady Cook semi-lit up and Breece Hall semi-lit up the Patriots backups with Brendan Schooler out there. Brendan Schooler, don't get me wrong, he's the best gunner in the NFL. He's the best special teamer in the NFL. I don't care about the penalties. He is not a great safety. So whatever. You beat up on a Brendan Schooler-led defense. That's honestly fine. Brady Cook, he's been awful this year, historically bad. He had his lowest passing yards of the season against you. He went 19 for 33 with 152 yards, a 56.6 QBR, which is pretty good for Brady Cook. He had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a negative 18.1 expected points added. Brady Cook, like I said, wasn't his worst game, but, it wasn't his best game either, but it was close to it. So, no offense to Brady Cook, right? He's just going out there trying his best. But you made him look like Brady Cook. You didn't make him look like Drake May. You didn't make him look better than he was. You made him play the way he should play, which was not good. So shout out the defense. And then also, for the most part, the starters stopped Breece Hall. I did some math on this. 5.2 yards per carry, or 4.3 yards per carry with the starters and 52 total yards. That's eliminating the big run because the starters weren't in. So, yeah. And he only had 1 run after that, and I didn't count that either, and he got hurt on that, so he never played again. So, yeah, defensive dominance. Shout out the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go. I was waiting for you to say yeah. Yeah, so I had Del Pettis also as my almost made the good list. Did you hear at the end of the broadcast the announcer said it was Elijah Ponder's first game in the NFL?
I didn't.
I was like, what? He's been on the team the whole year. He has 3 sacks.
It's an interesting take.
That's not
I will
even a
say
take. Incorrect fact.
the announcers have been on a tangent recently. You hear what Brady said about Josh Allen?
Yeah, yeah. Tanae texted me. He's like, Brady's wild, wild, and I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't hear him say anything weird, but yeah, I did hear it.
Announcers have been on one recently.
Yeah, it's okay. Speaking of bad announcing, why don't we get to the 3 down? Austin said it was hard to come up with downs. Do you have any downs?
So we talked about it earlier. When you called me earlier, we actually had a conversation about how hard it was going to be to come up with 3 downs. We
Mm-hmm.
came up with 3 downs, and I thought about it, and I'm like, I mean, the only thing I could say is Brees Hall
Yeah.
struggling. The second string struggling with Brees Hall on that big run. But like, I'm fine if I don't think there was any downs. I said it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I, yeah, that's a good one. I had lack of pass rush. I mean, it wasn't even lack of pass rush. It was just lack of sacks. One
Yeah.
sack. Brady Cook has taken 8, 3, and 6 sacks this year in his games that he started, so only having one's a little bit disappointing. But they had 10 pressures, which was right up there with the rest of the teams that Brady Cook has faced. Um,
It's not finishing.
yeah, yeah. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, I had a good thing to say. I forgot it though. It's okay. Happens.
It's hard to come up with bads.
Yeah, I had another bad. This wasn't a Patriots bad. This was a Jets bad.
Ah,
The Jets playing dirty. I didn't like it one bit. They hit Christian Barmore. Barmore got so mad about that. It was clearly a late hit after the play. He kind of just put an elbow into him. Drake May got punched in the face kind of on a roughing the passer call. And then I don't remember exactly who it was, but on the drive where the Patriots went up 35-3, they were going to get stopped by the Jets. Drake May threw his first incompletion, and some guy is talking trash to Stephon Diggs, and he gets a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on him. And I mean, you're down 28-3 at that point. You're 3-12. You're
28-3. We've heard that one before as Patriots fans.
yeah. Wait, we've heard what before?
28-3.
Oh yeah. That score. I was like, what? 3-12. You're 3-12, and you're. I mean, I hope Stephon Diggs just said, look up there, look at your record, look at the score of this game. You're down by 25 points, and my quarterback has thrown 3 touchdowns at that point against you, your secondary. Stop talking. I think the Jets are a selfish team. I think they're poorly coached by Aaron Glenn. I think he should be fired, but I don't want him to be fired because I think as long as he's the coach of the Jets, the Patriots will never lose. He comes out, criticizes his team, says they have a lack of effort. Well, effort, that's really on coaching, in my opinion. Um, you know, out there celebrating your amazing play to sack Drake May when you only have I don't even know, they barely have any sacks on the year. You sack them, you get up, you do a dance, you're down 35-3. It's like, get up, stop. I don't know, whatever. They can do whatever they want. They can be 3-13. They can keep Aaron Glenn, who I wanted as the Patriots head coach earlier in the offseason. If they couldn't get Brable Johnson, I said, you know what? Give me Aaron Glenn. He's running a good defense down there. In Detroit, well, he really wasn't running a good defense down in Detroit, as we saw in the Commanders game. They got destroyed, and he declined an interview with the Patriots. So I guess you don't want to work here. I don't want you here
Yeah.
either. And you can continue. You get uh, shit on by the Patriots.
So I just found something that I guess never really came to mind with me. We talked a lot about how, the Patriots and red zone struggles, just like, scoring in the red zone instead getting stopped. They were 5 for 5 in the red zone
Mm-hmm.
against the Jets.
They did have to go to fourth down once or
Yeah.
twice, but yeah,
But that
no.
doesn't matter as long as you score.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's something that I just wanted to, bring up because, the Patriots. And also, only 2 penalties for 20 yards. Well disciplined, just
Mhm.
Looked great.
How many penalties did the Jets have? Did the
Five,
Jets?
five
Yeah,
for 53. Yeah.
yeah, not too bad, I guess.
No,
But
just a
you
good
know,
game.
hmm yeah. My last down was like very nitpicky. It was just nitpicking a few things. Kyle Williams almost not getting a first down by coming back.
Oh yeah.
They went, it's a nitpick. It's like it's okay. You
Yeah.
don't usually definitely doesn't sniff the downs list. Kyle Williams is dropped. That was kind of bad. But it was one play. And then I thought Ben Brown got overpowered a few times, got pushed back into Drake May. So really, not too bad there. Hopefully, Jared Wilson can come back because I think Ben Brown had a pretty bad game, run blocking wise. So yeah, there is a difference between your third round guard and Ben Brown. Although it could have just been an off day. I think Patriots have really struggled with Jets interior rushers. Like even David Andrews struggled with Quentin Williams, and granted he's not going up against Quentin Williams because he's on the Cowboys, but David Andrews struggled with him for his whole career. So maybe the Jets just know how to produce defensive tackles, or they have, yeah, I guess it's different coaching techniques than. But I don't know, just something to note.
Yeah.
All right, so I was thinking about this, and I want to talk about how this team looking forward is not going to be like the 2021-2022 Patriots. Um, to start off, Mac Jones in 2021 fell off a cliff. And the reason why he fell off a cliff was not because he got worse. It was just because Josh McDaniels couldn't really baby him anymore, or the babying system that was being done, not throwing into the end zone, not throwing down the field, um, not throwing into tight windows. Well, that's not going to work if you kind of just sell out, stop the run, and force the team to pass. And that's what teams did because they're smart. And Mac Jones couldn't deal with it. So he's never a good quarterback. Just I think he could have been developed into a solid, okay quarterback. He's never going to be. He was never going to be Drake May. Drake May is so much more athletically gifted. Drake May is such a better arm talent, such a better um, player, mentally stronger. I think better attitude. Mac Jones struggled with attitude issues here in New England. But yeah, anyway, so that not to hate on Mac Jones or anything, but I think the quarterback is so much better. That's why next year, even if the team gets worse, which I don't know how it would get worse, but it could, Drake May's still hopefully going to be elevate you where you can get 10 to 11 wins every single year just because you have Drake May, similar to Josh Allen. Um, you have a better team, I think, around him. Not everyone is so old.
Uh,
That year, you didn't really have a great draft class. I guess you got Barmore, but he didn't really produce. Ramondre was good that year, but I don't know. I think this draft class is going to produce. You got Craig Woodson, who's going to start for you. You got Joshua Farmer's going to be a solid depth piece. Depth piece for you. You got Efton Chisholm, even not even part of the draft class. Elijah Ponder is a good depth piece. And then, of course, I can't say it right. Depth, peace. Then, of
Depth.
course, you got Travion Henderson, who's going to be a starter for you, a star for you. Will Camp is
Kyle
your.
Williams.
Kyle Williams is going to look like, or he looks like he can be something for you. So, yeah, the draft is so much better. And Milton Williams is younger than Matthew Judon, I think. So, was at that time. So, yeah. And also, you have a better coach. I don't care how good Bill Belichick was during the dynasty. I don't care how good Tom Brady made Bill Belichick look. Towards the end of his Patriots tenure, he was one of the worst coaches in the league. And you may say that doesn't sound right, Bill Belichick. Well, I mean, he did get fired. So
Yeah.
to get fired with Bill Belichick's pedigree, you have to be a very bad coach. And he coached like the 32nd best coach in the NFL. And the only reason why he made it past 2022 with the Matt Patricia Joe Judge debacle was because of his namesake. And so I don't think you're going to have that bad of coaching where Matt Patricia comes in 2022 or 2026 rather, and coaches the offense. I think Josh McDaniels is going to be here. There's going to be some continuity, and you're not going to be able to ruin Drake May. No, I think he's almost past being ruined. I think you can't even ruin Drake May anymore, but I wouldn't try. But yeah, so that's why I think that this team is not going to have a similar trajectory to the 2022 Patriots
100%.
next year.
100%. I think also, I feel like this front office is trying. Like, they're going out and getting what we need. I think that's a big difference. I feel like in 2022, or just like, anywhere around there, the front office was, I guess, toning it down in a sense. But I don't know the right word, or like the right analogy for it, but right now I think that we're just getting what we need to be a good football team, and I think that it's working.
Yeah, 2022, I would say, a lot of similar faces or familiar faces. Elliott front office in 2022. Matt Groh was in the front office in 2022. But Bill Belichick was running the ship in 2022, and
Hmm.
Bill Belichick, out of pettiness, decided to not help Mac Jones, I think, and a lot of people think. He didn't want to pick Mac Jones, and Robert Kraft maybe, allegedly, potentially, we don't know for sure, forced him into the pick because, you can't roll out 30-year-old Cam Newton who can't throw it past 10 yards again. And it was perfect logic, except Mac Jones should have been like a third or fourth round pick, even because he was throwing to Jalen Waddle, had Najee Harris throwing to Devonta. I guess he wasn't throwing to Jalen Waddle because he's hurt, but he's throwing to Devonta Smith. Had, the one of the best college football teams of all time. So maybe shouldn't have been as high if teams were more rational about quarterbacks. Saw it with J.J. McCarthy. Saw it with Michael Penix. Two guys throwing a great play. Well, not really J.J. McCarthy's sake, but he had a great team around him. So yeah, that's why I think that this team is not going to be like that. And yeah, even if you lose 47-17 in the playoffs, you're still not going to go down the same trajectory because
Still a good
hopefully
year, you know.
still a good year. Oh, you want to do keep four, cut four?
Sure.
All right. So this is I don't have the names. I'll come up with some names and a category. Okay, I got it. I got the
So it's,
category.
it's blind and I can't change it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right, so we got keep four, cut four, 2010s Patriots.
Just all time.
Yeah, 2010s. All right, I'm going to go with my first person. I'm going to give you Patrick Chung. And I'm just coming up with these on the fly, by the way, so.
All right, so I don't know what's to come. Patrick Chung. I'm gonna cut Patrick Chung.
You're going to cut Patrick Chung. Well, that is an interesting decision by you.
I don't know what you're bringing me, man.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm bringing you either, to be honest. I'm going to go with Kyle Van Noy as my next person.
Gonna keep Kyle Van Noy.
That's I mean, if you're going to cut Patrick Chung, you can't really keep Kyle Van Noy.
I'm gonna keep Kyle Van Noy.
You're going to keep Kyle Van Noy. All right, that's interesting. I'm going to give you Logan Ryan.
Gonna cut Logan Ryan.
Gonna cut Logan Ryan. All right, all right.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
give
game.
what?
I got a game plan. I got a game plan.
Okay. I'm going to give you Brandon LaFell.
I'm gonna keep Brandon LaFell.
Keeping Brandon LaFell 2 years in New England. All right, finally, I'll give you a good player. I'll give you Logan Mankins, all pro guard, but was only here for a few
Well,
years.
what are we basing this on? We're basing off how long they were here.
I mean, you kept JoJo LaFell, who was here for 2 years.
Yeah. I'm
Logan,
gonna keep Mankins.
what?
I'm gonna keep Mankins.
All right, so you're gonna keep Mankins. Now I'm gonna give you Tom Brady.
Gonna keep.
All right, so you have your four keeps. I will be giving you LeGarrette Blunt. You will be cutting LeGarrette Blunt, and you will also be cutting Rob Gronkowski.
I hate you.
Dude, I was gonna do the good ones at the end. That's why I was like, don't keep Kyle Van Noy. Don't
Dude,
keep.
I thought you were just gonna keep giving me these obscure players. I'm like, Patrick Chung and Kyle Van Noy going down that route. Okay.
I feel like Logan Ryan was a keep, and Logan Mankins, and all those. Well, Logan Ryan was not a keep actually. So you did a good job cutting Kyle Van Noy, Logan Ryan. Those two would have been keeps for me. Can we do me? Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
We're
gonna do
gonna
better.
do Patriots wide receivers,
Okay, go.
current and all time.
Okay.
So, I am gonna start you off with Brandon Cooks.
Solid year in 2017. You could definitely get worse. I'm gonna keep him.
All right, I'm gonna go to a Kayshon Boutte.
I gotta cut Kayshon Boutte. Yeah. Sorry, kid. I love you.
I'm gonna go with a Stephon Diggs.
See, only here 1 year. So was Brandon Cooks though, and Stephon could have a few. He's got 2 more years on his contract, so he'll be here for the next 2 years probably. I am gonna keep Stephon Diggs.
How about a Wes Welker?
I gotta keep Wes Welker. Yeah, I'm gonna keep him.
All right, so here we're gonna go with a Jacoby Myers.
Well, I kept Stephon Diggs, which is obviously the wrong thing to do. So for the game's sake, for the sake of the game, I'm gonna cut Jacoby Myers.
It's interesting.
I'm
That's
holding
interesting
out 1 man.
for one man.
Yeah.
How about he's a good wide receiver. I don't know if you know who he is, but his name's Julian Edelman.
I'm gonna keep Julian Edelman. That's the man I was holding out for. Who am I cutting, Austin?
You're not gonna like this. I included someone in this category that it's debatable. I'm gonna throw a little Rob Gronkowski in
Oh,
here.
it's not a receiver. He's not a receiver. That's not
All right, all
doesn't
right,
count.
fine. We'll throw a little Randy Moss in here,
Oh, I forgot about Randy Moss.
and we'll throw. All right, so if you're not gonna let me throw in Rob Gronkowski, I am gonna give you Chris Hogan.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. So I cooked more than you. That's for sure.
Randy Moss is a really, really tough miss.
Yeah, Gronk is a tough miss from you. It's all right though. So yeah, that was it. That's it for the Patriots Real Time Podcast. Austin Ray Photography. He's got a post on it eventually. Patriots 3 for me. And then Patriots Real Time. We're making clips, hopefully, of this podcast. If Riverside gives us some good clips, we'll post them. And yeah, so that'll pretty much do it. We might do a preview podcast. I want to. Are we doing a preview podcast?
Sure.
We can do a preview podcast. And then we are definitely doing a playoff preview podcast next week. So yeah. Oh wait, before we wrap up, who do you think we're gonna play in the playoffs?
I think that we will play the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. I don't know. I'm worried. But yeah. All right. See ya.